call this August meeting, July meeting of the Lee County Board of Education to order. Couple of announcements. It's always nice to have the press here. Haley Hall, it's nice to have you here from the Sanford Herald. You'll also notice there are 2 seats vacant up here on the podium. Dr. Davis is away on business, and Mrs. Bowen has a family emergency, and we need to keep her family in our thoughts and our prayers. They're undergoing a difficult time. Please join me now in a moment of silence as we reflect on the activities of the day. Thank you. And if you would please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We do not have any public comments tonight, so I will proceed with the Lee County Mission and Ethics Statement. There's a plaque behind me that was put up under duress from some folks here at Lee Senior, but I thought I would share with you what's on that plaque. It's a quote from Dean Smith, and it says, "Play smart, play hard, most importantly, play together." And I think that goes for this board as well as any board in the county. And I'll go over the ethics code as soon as I find it. Pardon me. Jimmy, I've misplaced it. Are they going to put us in jail if I don't read the ethics statement tonight?
Just call their attention to it. There is a mistake.
There's what?
I'd call their attention to the fact that there is.
There's one, and I have misplaced it. It's not in my packet, so be aware of the ethics.
Previous minutes, would you like it?
Sure.
Would you like to read it? There it is. Awesome. Was that it?
That's it.
Good job, Susan.
Policy 2120, we as board members must avoid conflicts of interest and appearance of conflicts of interest as we handle the work of the board. We must avoid the solicitation and or acceptance of gifts in return for advice or assistance on matters concerning the operation of the business of the board. We must avoid the misuse of public funds. We must avoid representation of falsification of facts and avoid making confidential information public. Thank you, Susan. Is there a motion to approve the agenda of July the 12th, 2016?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we approve the agenda for July 12, 2016.
Second.
And it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on the agenda as presented? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. The agenda is approved. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of 6:13, 6:14, 6:27, and 6:30?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Lee County Board of Education approve the minutes for 6:13, 6:14, and 6:26.
27.
And 6:30.
6:27.
6:30.
I don't see that one. 6:30.
It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. The minutes of June are approved. Under announcements, it is that time of the year again when we are requested and given the opportunity to make suggestions for the North Carolina School Board Awards Program. And I'll just briefly run over the awards that are available. The Raleigh Dingman Award is the highest honor bestowed on a North Carolina School Board member each year and is named in honor of Raleigh Dingman. County Commissioners of the Year. This honor is presented to a Board of Commissioners that has demonstrated extraordinary leadership that advances student achievement in the district. School Board Member Leadership Award. This honor recognizes a school board member who has demonstrated extraordinary leadership during the 2015 school year. School Board Leadership Award. This honor is presented to one school board for extraordinary leadership during the 2015-2016 school year. Award for excellence in educational programs. This award will be given to school boards in recognition of exemplary education programs that maximize student achievement. And the award for excellence in architectural design. The North Carolina School Board Award is for excellence in architectural design, is a People's Choice Award given to architects for the building design of public schools. The nomination, if we decide to make any, is October the 4th. So we have between now and our September meeting, if there are suggestions to make awards, we can approve them at either of those two meetings. And that concludes the chairman's report, and let's continue with the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. A couple reminders for everybody. Tramway Elementary School will be starting tomorrow, first day of school, July 13th. Everybody's been very excited. Very nice article in the paper this morning regarding open house last night at Tramway. Lee Early College will be starting on August 4th. Of course, they're coinciding with their yearly schedule for that. Also, as you already know, our summer school for grades 3 through 12 concluded at the end of June, June 29th. Served a number of students, and actually yesterday our summer camp program for grades 1, 2, and 3 commenced, and serving students throughout the district for that. So all those programs have gone really well so far. We're really pleased with that, and I'll also sort of blend that into the accountability update. Obviously, with our summer school program, pleased with the improvements that our students made with learning and many of the things they were studying over summer school. And we're excited about what's going on with our reading camps, and have a lot of high energy going on right now with them. I think the feedback we've gotten is that people are really positive about it, and we're excited both about these summer school for grades 3 through 12 and also for our grades 3. We will be waiting, as most other school districts will be, towards the end of August and beginning of September to get results back from the previous year. That concludes my report.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question for Dr. Bryan. The reading camps have started for the K1, 2, and 3. How long did those go on? About a month?
We're going on about, I believe it's 3 weeks.
3 weeks? Okay.
Any other comments on the superintendent's report? Hearing none, let's continue with committee reports. Curriculum instruction, Mrs. Brogan, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We had one curriculum instruction committee meeting that was a called meeting for elementary, middle, and high school on June 15th. We had a review of the AIG plan, talked about it. Gail Smith made sure everyone had copies, and we talked about it as a committee, and it was put on the agenda for June 30th for approval from the whole board. We also talked about the career technical education plan, which is a plan is for the next couple years for career technical education, and that was also on the board agenda on June 30th for approval, which was approved. We talked about updating and reviewing a policy 3420 on student promotion and accountability. Mr. Dietrich shared information about this policy to committee, which talks about if a student fails a grade, the student has the opportunity to replace the grade if they take the same course over again. We talked about that as a committee, and we decided as a committee to get more information and have Mr. Dietrich talk with the high school principals and get back with us after he's talked to the principals and a few others, get back to the committee with the information that he has acquired, and then we will discuss it again as a committee. We also talked about the local options for the alternative schools of Floyd Knight, Bragg Street, and Warren Williams for the accountability purposes for this year coming up. And the schools had chosen option C, and that was also on the agenda on June 30th for full board approval. And Ms. Smith also talked about the AIG Kaleidoscope program and talked to committee about that and let us know how that was going. So that's what we talked about at our committee meetings. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That ends my report.
Thank you, Mrs. Brogan. Facilities and technology, Mr. Sharp.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our last meeting was June 28th, and We talked about some propane gas bids for the school system. We had Renee Hutchison from the State Energy Office, made a presentation on guaranteed energy performance contract, and that's something we're still working on. And that was about it. And our next meeting is 7/19/2016.
Thank you, Mr. Sharp. Finance, Mr. Akinosho.
Yeah, we had a meeting on the 26th of last month, and we discussed things about pay period, new contract for the attorney, and different other things. And we have no meeting in July. The meeting for July is canceled.
Thank you, Mr. Akinosho. You will notice that both members of the policy committee are absent for legitimate reasons this evening, so we'll forego a report from the policy committee. However, we will be considering the policies for second reading as we get into unfinished business. Is there an approval for the consent agenda?
A motion.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Is there a motion? Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that the Lee County Board of Education approve the consent agenda for 2016, for July 2016.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion on the consent agenda as presented? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. The consent agenda is approved. We can proceed with unfinished business, which is the second reading on board policies, Part 1 and Part 2. And is there a motion to approve these policies as presented by the Policy Committee?
I move that the Lee County Board of Education approve the second reading of the following policies: 1720, 4015, 7225, 1760/7280, 2130, 3410, 3530, 3620, 4050, 4135, 4333, 5027/7275, 5028/6130/7267, 5030, 6220, 6410, 6420/8720, 6430/8730, 6440, 6442, 6450, 6560, 7635, 7650, 7810, 7950, 8210, 8305, 9010, 9110, 9115, 9120, and 9400.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded, and Haley thank the folks at the Herald. I think last week was the first time I've ever seen policies published in the Herald. So the entire list was in the Herald, and we appreciate that.
Yes.
And please note that this sounds like a lot of policies, but our policies revisions, the majority of them come from attorneys at the North Carolina School Board Association, and we depend on them to make sure we stay up to par on our policies. So the motion has been made and seconded. Is any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. The policies are approved as presented. There is no new business this evening, so Mr. Akinosho, if you would like to make a motion, we'll proceed with closed session.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that the Lee County Board of Education go into closed session for the purpose of discussing information that is privileged, confidential, or not a public record under NCGS Section 14318.11 bracket A and bracket 1.
Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. We can proceed with our closed session portion of this meeting.